Thank you very much for clearing my ego away. My name's Steve. Some of you may recognise me as the obesity epidemic. I'm very big at the moment. It doesn't get any better. So we're in Gloucester. I think I'm actually one of the few acts tonight who's actually from Gloucester, lives in Gloucester. I think that deserves a round of applause. And a free test for syphilis. I'm not trying to say that the people in Gloucester are common at all, but I've seen them standing on street corners going, Dylan! 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 Get back in your pram! And you have to say, you know, if that's how she treats her husband. So, Gloucester's got some things going for it. I mean, for a start, it has Gordon the Gopher. One person gets out at the back, thank you very much. This is where your childhood heroes go to die, obviously. If you go outside and just round the corner, Ed the Duck is sitting with a little cardboard sign saying, "We'll quack for food." Gloucester's got some good things as well. We've got a mayor. He's quite posh. You won't find anybody with a finer Burberry cap. And he's got a big chain as well. A great big green mark on the back of his neck. But what I really wanted to talk to you tonight about actually was it's a cautionary tale, really, because recently I bought my father a Father's Day gift, and I did what everybody does when they buy their father a Father's Day gift. They go and they try and find something nice, but we're always thinking it's the thought that counts, aren't we? It's the thought that whenever you have to spend money, it's the thought that counts. When you receive a gift, it's different. You want to get something a bit special back, don't you? What inevitably ends up happening with me is that I get a gift and I go, oh, lovely, socks. Because I've got tons of socks. I keep getting given socks for Christmases and for birthdays. I had, at one point, a whole mountain of socks. Edmund Hillary would come to my house on a Saturday and climb the socks we lost him once for a whole year on the north face of the Argyle. But, so I had lots of socks, and over the years they kind of diminished because I've got little holes in them, and I didn't want to repair them. I had loads more socks, so I threw them away, and now I haven't got any socks, and I find myself 32 years old, and I've never bought a pair of socks in my life, and I don't know how to do it. And I went into the shop. There was this massive wall of socks. And I looked at the labels, and I thought, there's one here, it says 8 to 12. Am I 8 to 12? I'm 32. Where are the 32-year-olds? And I didn't know, because they were pink socks. Well, they were salmon-coloured. And you don't know if they're right or not, because you see people, I'm just going to shift this over here, because you see people in the city with their salmon-coloured socks and their salmon shirt and eating salmon mousse. That was a disappointment, salmon mousse. Because what I didn't understand was salmon mousse is basically fish paste in a bowl, isn't it? What I expected was a salmon with antlers. So I go up to the counter and I say, look, are these socks suitable for a 32-year-old man? And the assistant says, no. Not with a picture of Hannah Montana on. So I found this perfect gift for my father. It's some bottles of wine, like the ones that you might see behind me tonight. A little presentation, not empty, that's a little presentation cup as well, and I give it to my father, and he's very happy with it, and I'm very happy with it. And then I realise that I've made a cruel and horrible mistake. I've left the price tag on. And so now my father knows exactly how much I love him. In fact, can state it to a monetary certainty. I love you $7.99, father, and no more. At £8, you are dead to me. God forbid he ever gets kidnapped, and I've got to pay a ransom more than $7.99. No way, you keep him. I'm happy here with my Kentucky Fried Chicken family meal deal. So my father knows how much I love him, and I heard him over talking with my mother in the evening, and my mum said, "Oh, wasn't that a nice present that Stephen gave you?" And father said yes, but I was a little bit disappointed that he left the sticker on and it said, $7.99, and my mum said, "You think you've got problems?" My Christmas present said, "Bog off." I am going to do a song. You have to bear with me for a second whilst... Well, first of all, I raise this to the right level and get my guitar sorted out. Because I don't know if you know, but Verity and I are going to be famous. Apparently. Something like that. We were in the Echo the other day.
That's basically one step closer.
One step closer to fame, yes, yeah. We were in the Echo.
We weren't in the Echo for anything weird, by the way.
No, we've had a song, and Mitch Ben liked the song and played it on his podcast. And now BA have said they want the song as well. And I was so pleased that it was BA who said that, because it could so easily have been EasyJet. Or Ryanair, thank you. Yes. Help me, there are songs we want. And I'm not doing a whole 10-minute improvised routine on Ryanair. This will be complicated. This is a little song about my first love. We've been together for a long time now. Met when I was just 13. I heard about you in the playground. You were the subject of my dreams. People said that it was serious when you grasped my swollen gland. It's when I started my love affair, just me and my right hand.
Stephen Lynch.
What?
Stephen Lynch.
Stephen Lynch.
Yeah.
Strange. Mad woman. Mad man, sorry, not mad woman. I should know. You can't always tell, that's the problem. I cannot understand the love I feel from my right hand. But it's not just a fling. One day I'll make you wear my ring. I introduced you to my parents, and it was quite an awkward scene. But they said it didn't bother them if I kept the bathroom clean. People said that it was puppy love, and then you went and made me mad when I found you in a rubber glove, wanking off my dad. And they could not understand the love I feel from my right hand. But could I just suggest maybe a threesome with my left? Thank you. That was the song portion of this evening. For me at least, thank you very much. So I'm single at the moment. Stephen Lynch, yeah. I'll remember that. So I'm single at the moment. And because I had to get out of the last relationship I'm in, because it wasn't good, it wasn't healthy. I think I'm probably the only man who's ever had a whip round from a women's refuge. I'm not saying it was abusive or anything. But I'm getting back into the dating game very slowly, and I've just thought how difficult it is to be in a relationship, because a relationship's a little bit like being mentally disturbed. You have to be committed. It takes a little while for that one to sink in, yeah. So getting back into the dating game, and it's not gone well, to be honest. The evenings never really end well. Just a little tip, girls. It's really, really off-putting if at the point of orgasm you do a Chewbacca impression. It's also very, very off-putting if when you don't orgasm, you sound just like Yoda. There is no try, there is only do. And it's, you know, it's mixing sex and Star Wars is a bad idea. Like they say, you should never use the Force. It's not a good idea, because when you're searching for the clitoris, the last thing you want to hear is, this is not the area you're looking for. And what women don't realise is that men actually have their own Star Wars scene going on in their heads whilst they're having sex. Stay on target, stay on target. Hold up, we're too close. People who like Star Wars then will get that, nobody else will like it.
What kind of women are you getting with then?
Female ones. Really? Yes, I think you have as well, haven't you? So I've done a few of those rites of passage things with recent girlfriends, and you know, going back to their place for the first time, and that's a bit weird because their place is just like your place. Only all of the rules are different. With my last girlfriend, I went back to her place and she said, make yourself comfortable. And I was about to sit down and she said, no, don't sit there. That's Uncle Toby's seat. And I thought, who the fuck's Uncle Toby? Because I was all there, I was ready, you know, to go and, you know, have a bit of fun, just kissing and cuddling on the sofa. Now I find that not only might somebody be there to watch, but he's chosen the optimal seat for viewing pleasure. So Uncle Toby finally comes in, and he's actually this great big bull mastiff, slobbering at the mouth. And the only thing I hear from my girlfriend is, "Oh, he's a sweetie, really." Anyway, the dog growls, the windows rattle, and my girlfriend realizes that I'm not very comfortable with the dog around. So we take the coffees, we go upstairs, we shut the dog out to the bedroom, and the dog doesn't like that at all. He's standing there battering at the dog. But we think we'll make the best of it. And my girlfriend goes off to get freshened up, and she says, "Why don't you make yourself comfortable and try on some of my underwear?" Well, this poses a little bit of a problem, because I like short, thin women. I don't mean short, you know, I'm not a hobbit botherer or anything. But I'm quite a big guy, so I can't wear their, you know, sexy lingerie. So I'm looking around for their M&S granny pants. And I'm searching through the doors, and all of a sudden I find this thing, and it just and that's off-putting as well. Finding a girlfriend's vibrator on the first date, you know. Because men can't compete with vibrators. Vibrators have got 3 speeds. I've got 1 speed and a bad back. And no matter how hard I try, I can't be ribbed for extra pleasure. So I've got the vibrator in one hand, and I found the pants finally, and the dog's still battering at the door, trying to get in. And I see some perfume. I think this is perfect, because I'll spray myself with a bit of perfume, make myself smell a bit better. Because quite frankly, the dogs make me yes. Because quite frankly, the dogs make me a little bit nervous. So I spray myself. I think it's nice for a woman if she's going down on a man to have that faint whiff of Estee Lauder, you know? So I've got the perfume going on, I put the pants on, they're a little bit tight, a little bit like cheese wire around my testicles, a little bit scared that if I cough, my bollocks will drop off. But so I've got the dildo in one hand, and that's vibrating, and I've got the whiff coming from my genitalia granny pants on. The dog's still battering at the door, trying to get in. I think I'll take a sip of coffee, and it burns my mouth. And this is a problem again, because I like to use my tongue during sex, no matter whether there are complaints of crumbs in the bed in the morning. So I'm panting to try and get the heat out of my mouth, and I've got the vibrator going, and I've got my hand, and I just put my hand down the pouch because I want to relieve a bit of pressure. And at this point, a dog, which had been battering at the door, finally bursts in and heads for the smelliest thing in the room, which happens to be my arse. Just as my girlfriend walks through the door to find me, vibrator in one hand, other hand down the front of my trousers, bent over with her dog sniffing my arse, and me panting. And the only thing I can think of saying is,
You're under arrest.
what? No. It was, how do you like me now? And she said $7.99. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a fantastic audience. My name's Steve.